What's up, guys? In this video we're going to do a A5X versus the A6 chip. These are basically Apple's newest versions of their mobile operating system chips, and we're just going to go ahead and see which one is faster. I decided to compare the two, and the only way to do that is to compare the big fat iPad to the new iPhone 5. So let's go ahead and start this off with a booting up test and see which one wins. So as you can tell, the iPhone 5 won with the A6 chip, and the iPad 3 took an extremely long time to boot up. I don't know what was wrong with it, but it seems like the screen brightness is turned all the way up and it's just waiting to do something, but it just stalled out. But it finally turns on right about now. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and close all of the applications on these devices to make sure they are running a fair race here. And we're going to go ahead and close settings and maps. And then the first test we're going to do is maps to see which one performs better on the different processors. So we have maps loaded up here, and we're just going to go ahead and zoom in on Florida and try and do it at the same time. And it looks like both of them run pretty well. Using just the overlay images without satellite images, but we'll switch to satellite images in just a little bit. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and switch to satellite imagery here and see which one performs better, since it takes more time to load the satellite images on the actual phones itself rather than just the standard view. So we're going to compare the A5X to the A6 in this kind of way. And again, some of this has to do with your Wi-Fi connection and your internet connection, depending on how fast it is. But we're going to go ahead and zoom in here on the city and then enable flyover mode to see which one actually looks better. And you can tell that the iPhone 5 is very, very fluid. The iPad 3, it lagged up a little bit there, but really not anything too serious. And we're going to go ahead and enable flyover mode now. So let's go ahead and check this out. Okay, so now flyover mode is active, and we're just going to go ahead and zoom around the city here. And both of them perform really well. It seems like the iPhone 5 is smoother and more buttery, I guess, than the actual iPad 3 is. But both of them are really good devices. So in the next test, we are going to open up some applications here, starting with camera on both of them, and see how the processor handles opening up different applications. And we'll also do a game to see how that performs as well. So it looks like camera opened up almost evenly, actually. And now we're going to go ahead and open up the settings tab. And remember, all of these things have been closed previously before we have started this test. So now let's go ahead and open up Field Runners 3. And I was actually very surprised by this result. Considering the iPad 3 has the quad-core graphics with the A5X processor. The iPhone 5 blew the iPad 3 out of the water in this test. And you can also tell that the developer of this game has not updated yet for the iPhone 5 screen, so you get those black bars on the top and bottom. And it's just asking me for my Game Center thing, since I actually have not done this yet on my iPhone. But here we go. As you can tell, the iPhone 5 is already done, and we can go ahead and select a game and start playing here. And the iPad 3 is still loading, and this is going to take a really long time, so I'm just going to go ahead and speed up this clip to finish it off. Alright, so for our final test on the iPad versus the iPhone 5, we're going to open up more applications here, starting with the speed test. And you can tell that the iPad 3 actually crashed when opening that up. So that is just something to keep in mind when using this application. I mean, it shouldn't happen that often. I don't know why it really happened. And then we're going to use Wolfram Alpha 2. This is a pretty intense application. Both of them opened that up very, very quickly. And the last thing we are going to open up, actually this is the second to last thing, is the airport utility. So we're going to go ahead and check this out. And obviously the iPhone 5 won there, loaded everything up quicker than the iPad did. And the next thing we're going to do is open up the App Store, and we're going to load up the App Store. And it seems like iOS 6 App Store is very slow compared to the iOS 5 App Store. Maybe they're still working some kinks out of there, but it looks like the iPad 3 won that test. Alright guys, that wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed. What do you think? Which one is the winner? Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.